Why do 70-year-old mafia outfits still look better than what most guys wear today? Seriously, think about it. These guys were criminals, not fashion designers, yet they understood something about style that most modern men have completely forgotten. Today, we're breaking down 3 legendary crime cultures, including the Italian Mafia, the Japanese Yakuza, and the British Peaky blinders, revealing why their fashion still hits so hard and how you can actually dress like them without looking like you're heading to a costume party. Let's get into it. So before we dive into the specific cultures, we need to understand the psychology behind why mafia fashion works so well. For these guys, appearance wasn't just about vanity, it was literally survival. In a world where respect equals protection and your reputation could mean the difference between life and death, how you dressed was your armor. So a scuffed shoe or a sloppy tie, those were cracks in your defense. This is what I call the peacocking paradox. You need to stand out enough to command respect, but fit in enough to show you understand the rules. If you're too flashy, you're trying too hard. If you're too plain, you're nobody. These guys walk that line perfectly. I mean, even in mugshots, they looked immaculate because looking sharp wasn't optional. And that's the lesson. Whether it's a boardroom, a date, or a dinner, your outfit still speaks before you do. And with that out of the way, let's break down the 3 cultures. Let's start with the OGs, the Italian Mafia. They understood one fundamental truth. Tailoring beats brand every single time. Look at Don Corleone's suit in The Godfather. Notice how it hugs his shoulders perfectly, drapes at the waist, and the trouser break is exactly right. That's not a $10,000 suit. That's a $200 suit with $500 worth of tailoring. And that's the first Italian principle. Fit is everything. These guys could take a cheap suit and make it look like $1,000,000 because they understood proportions. Most guys today buy expensive suits off the rack and wonder why they don't look good. Meanwhile, these guys were getting everything tailored to perfection. The second principle is accessories are power signals. Every single detail communicated status. The fedora wasn't just a hat, it was a crown. The pocket square wasn't decoration, it was a signal that you paid attention to details. The tie bar kept everything in place because sloppy was never an option. And the pinky ring, that was your signature, your family crest. And the third principle, grooming is non-negotiable. Slicked back hair, clean shave or perfectly maintained mustache. Cologne that announced your arrival without overwhelming the room. Being sharp wasn't something they did when they felt like it. It was part of the job description. And that's Italian style. Fit, details, and discipline. And now, let's head to Japan. Japanese Yakuza fashion is completely different from Italian style, and that difference tells you everything about the cultures. Where Italians added accessories and details, Yakuza removed everything unnecessary. The first principle, disciplined minimalism. Yakuza suits are cut sharper, cleaner, and more precise. Higher armholes for mobility, shorter jackets for a modern silhouette, and tighter lapels for a streamlined look. This comes from the samurai code, Bushido, where discipline and restraint were virtues. That philosophy carried straight into Yakuza fashion. The second principle is hidden power signals. Here's what's fascinating about Yakuza culture. The most dangerous guys often look the most boring from the outside. Full body traditional tattoos, irizumi, that cost hundreds of thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours of pain. But you'd never see them because they were hidden under perfectly tailored suits. The luxury was understated, the power was concealed. And the third principle, sunglasses as uniform. The eyes are the window to the soul, and these guys kept the curtains closed. Sunglasses weren't just about looking cool, they were a psychological barrier. You can't read emotion, you can't make eye contact. You're basically dealing with a wall. And it became such a signature that even today, when you see Japanese men in black suits and sunglasses, you know exactly what they're referencing. So Yakuza style is about disciplined minimalism, hidden luxury, and sunglasses as psychological armor. Completely different from Italian style, but equally powerful, just in a quieter, more restrained way. Now, let's cross over to England. We're talking about post-World War I Birmingham. Working class gangs who fought their way up from the industrial grit of England. The first principle is the 3-piece power move. For the Peaky blinders, the waistcoat wasn't optional. It was essential because it added structure, formality, and visual weight. It made you look more serious, more put together. Tommy Shelby, for example, in the movie based on the Peaky Blinders, is never without his waistcoat. Even when he takes off his jacket, the waistcoat stays. Second principle is texture over color. Where Italians used solid colors and Yakuza wore all black, Peaky Blinders embraced texture. Tweed, herringbone, window pane cheeks. Heavy wool fabrics that could survive the English weather and the rough streets of Birmingham. The texture added visual interest without being loud. It was sophisticated but still working class. Refined but not soft. And the third principle, individuality within uniformity. Here's what separates Peaky Blinders' style from the other two cultures. There was room for personal expression. Tommy wears darker, more severe colors, since he's the leader. Arthur wears lighter tweeds. He's more volatile, less controlled. And John has a slightly more relaxed fit. He's younger, less formal. They all follow the same rules, but there's personality in the details. And this is why Peaky Blinders' style has had such a massive resurgence. It's accessible, it's wearable. It's not as formal as Italian Mafia or as severe as Yakuza. It's somewhere in between. And that's the British gangster style. Three-piece suits as standard, flat caps as signature, texture over color, and individuality within the uniform. Three cultures, three completely different approaches. But all of them understood the power of dressing with intention. Now, how do you take everything we've just covered and actually wear it today without looking like a film extra? Context is everything. A three-piece tweed suit is powerful at a winter wedding, but ridiculous at brunch. Read the room, then own it. And confidence over costume. Those men didn't look powerful because of what they wore. They looked powerful because they believed they were. Your outfit isn't your identity, it's your amplifier. Start with fit, grooming, one statement piece. Then move through the world like the kind of man who earns respect without saying a word. Because at the end of the day, style isn't about imitation, it's about intention. So, there you have it. If you found this video helpful, hit that subscribe button, because I break down style principles like this every single week. Also, drop a comment below and let me know which style you like the most. Italian, Yakuza, or Peaky Blinders. And if you want more deep dives into cultural fashion, check out my video on modern Japanese men where I break down why their fashion is so clean. Till next time.